June 3rd, 1964. Harlem, New York. 4:12 a.m. The phone rang once, in the back office of Small's Paradise. Bumpy Johnson answered on the second ring. No hello, just silence. A voice came through low, clipped, familiar. Boss, it's done. Shipment arrives tomorrow night. 3 trucks. From Miami. Pure product. Street value, $2 million. Maybe 3. Bumpy lit a Chesterfield. Inhaled slow. Route? Same as last time. Jersey Turnpike to the George Washington Bridge. Then down Broadway into Harlem. But word's out. NYPD narcotics got wind. They're planning a roadblock. Big one. 50 cars. Dogs. Helicopters if they can get 'em. Bumpy exhaled smoke. Who talked? Doesn't matter now. They know the date. They know the time. They know the trucks are unmarked. But they got the plates. They're waiting. Bumpy tapped ash into the tray. How much time? 24 hours. Maybe less. Bumpy stared at the wall. The old jazz poster. The framed photo of Madame Stephanie Street Claire. He spoke quiet. Tell the drivers. Slow down. No rush. No panic. Bring the trucks to the warehouse on 125th like normal. But don't unload. The voice paused. Boss. They'll hit us there too. They got warrants. They got the mayor's ear. They're coming hard. Bumpy smiled small. Dangerous. Then let them come. He hung up. Stood. Walked to the window. Looked down at 7th Avenue, empty except for a few late-night hustlers and a patrol car rolling slow. Bumpy crushed the cigarette. He didn't call his crew. Didn't arm them. Didn't plan a shootout. He picked up the phone again. Dialed a different number. A sleepy voice answered. Commissioner's office. Bumpy spoke calm. Tell the Commissioner Ellsworth Johnson is calling. Tell him it's urgent. Tell him it's about the shipment he's waiting to seize tomorrow night. Silence on the line. Then, hold please. 2 minutes later. A new voice, older, cautious. Johnson. Bumpy didn't waste time. You know about the trucks. The Commissioner exhaled. I know. Bumpy continued. You plan to stop them. Take them. Make the headlines. Mayor loves headlines. The Commissioner stayed quiet. Bumpy kept going. But here's what you don't know. Those trucks carry more than product. They carry evidence. Names. Dates. Ledgers. Of every cop on your payroll who's been taking my money for years. Every sergeant who looks the other way. Every lieutenant who gets envelopes on the 1st and 15th. It's all in there. Signed. Dated. Photographed. The line went dead silent. Bumpy let it hang. Then, you seize those trucks. That evidence goes public. Your department burns. Your career ends. Your men go to prison. Or, you let the trucks through. No roadblock. No search. No headlines. And the evidence stays buried. Your secret stays safe. Your men stay free. The Commissioner's voice came back tight. You're bluffing. Bumpy smiled into the phone. Am I? He paused. Tomorrow night. The trucks roll in. At 11 p.m. No interference. No cars. No dogs. No choppers. Or I make one phone call. To the Daily News. To the Times. To the FBI. Your choice. The Commissioner exhaled hard. You're asking me to break the law. Bumpy's voice dropped lower. I'm asking you to keep your job. Keep your men out of prison. Keep your family from reading about it in the papers. Silence stretched. Then, how many trucks? 3. 11 p.m. sharp? 11 p.m. Another pause. Done. Click. Bumpy hung up. Lit another cigarette. Walked to the door. Illinois waited in the hallway. Bumpy spoke quiet. Tell the drivers, roll slow. No rush. No guns visible. No panic. Illinois raised an eyebrow. And the cops? Bumpy smiled small, cold. They'll escort us. Illinois grinned. You bought the law? Bumpy exhaled smoke. No. I rented it. He walked past. The shipment was coming. And tomorrow night, 100 cops would protect it. Not because they wanted to. Because Bumpy made them. The king of Harlem didn't just break rules. He rewrote them. And the law? It worked for him now. June 4th, 1964. New York City, 10:45 p.m. The 3 unmarked trucks rolled slow across the George Washington Bridge. No logos. No lights flashing. Just plain white panels, dirty from the road, blending with every other delivery rig on the turnpike. Inside the lead truck, the driver, Tommy Wheels Ramirez, gripped the wheel tight. Sweat on his brow despite the AC. He kept the speedometer at exactly 55. No faster, no slower. In the passenger seat, Victor Gold Malone sat calm, 22 inches his lap, eyes on the mirrors. Behind them, two more trucks followed, same pace, same distance. Illinois Gordon drove the second, Red Road shotgun, Jimmy Teeth in the third with two runners. No one spoke much. The radio stayed off, just the hum of tires on asphalt. At the bridge toll plaza, Victor tensed. Then he saw them. NYPD cruisers, 6 of them, lined up on the shoulder. Lights off, no sirens. Officers standing outside, arms crossed. Watching, Victor exhaled slow. They're here. Tommy nodded. Boss said they would be. One cruiser pulled out slow, deliberate, fell in behind the third truck. Another joined ahead of the lead. Then another, until 6 marked cars flanked the convoy, 3 in front, 3 behind. No lights, no stops. Just an escort. Victor picked up the CB radio. Key on. Boss. We got company. 6 units. Running interference. Bumpy's voice came back calm. From the warehouse on 125th. Good. Keep rolling. No stops. No signals. They're working for us tonight. Victor smiled small. Copy. The convoy moved through Manhattan. Broadway southbound. Past Times Square lights. Past the crowds. Past the tourists, who had no idea what was rolling by. At every intersection, NYPD cars blocked cross traffic. No horns. No complaints. Just smooth passage. A patrol car ahead flashed its high beams once signal clear. Victor watched the mirrors. Saw more cruisers join 10 now. 15. By the time they hit 110th Street, the escort had grown. 20 cars. 30. Officers on foot at corners, directing traffic away. One sergeant, gray-haired, hard eyes, stood on the sidewalk near 125th, saluted the lead truck as it passed. Victor returned the nod. The trucks pulled into the warehouse lot. Doors rolled up. The NYPD cruisers formed a loose perimeter, lights off, engines idling. No one got out. No one approached. Bumpy stepped out of the shadows, fedora low, coat open. He walked to the lead truck. Victor stepped down. Bumpy looked at the cruisers. How many? Victor glanced around. Close to 100. Cars, bikes, foot patrol. Whole damn shift. Bumpy smiled small, satisfied. Good. He turned to the warehouse foreman. Unload. Quick. Quiet. Men moved in crates, transferred to smaller vans. Product broken down, distributed to runners waiting in the back. Bumpy walked to the sergeant in charge, same gray-haired man from earlier. They spoke low. Sergeant, we did our part. No stops, no searches. Your evidence stays buried. Bumpy nodded. And tomorrow? Sergeant, tomorrow we go back to normal. You stay out of the headlines. We stay out of prison. Bumpy extended his hand. Deal. They shook. The sergeant signaled. Cruisers started engines. Pulled away, slow, lights off. No sirens. The warehouse emptied fast. By 1 a.m., the trucks were clean. Product gone. Money already moving through the numbers banks. Bumpy stood in the empty lot. Lit a cigarette. Illinois approached. Never thought I'd see the day. Cops protecting our load. Bumpy exhaled smoke. They didn't protect us. They protected themselves. He looked at the empty street. The law don't serve justice. It serves power. Tonight, we had the power. Victor stepped up. What now, boss? Bumpy smiled cold. Certain. Now, we keep it. He turned toward the warehouse. The shipment was safe. Harlem was richer. And the NYPD? They worked for Bumpy Johnson tonight. And they'd remember it. June 5th, 1964. Harlem, New York. 8:47 a.m. The warehouse on 125th stood quiet in the morning light. Doors locked. Trucks gone. Product already broken down, distributed through the numbers banks, the corners, the back rooms. $2 million in cash, maybe 3, now moving through Harlem like blood through veins. Bumpy Johnson sat in the back office of Small's Paradise. Coffee black. Newspaper open to the metro section. Headline: NYPD narcotics unit conducts citywide sweep. No major seizures reported. Bumpy smiled small, folded the paper, lit a Chesterfield. Illinois Gordon walked in. Big frame filling the doorway. Boss, it's done. Product's safe. Money's counting. No tails. No leaks. Bumpy nodded. The cops? Illinois grinned dark. They're spooked. Sergeant called at dawn. Said the roadblock was canceled due to lack of probable cause. Said his men are asking questions. He told 'em it was a drill. Bumpy exhaled smoke. And the ones who know? Illinois' grin faded. 10 men in the loop. The sergeant, his lieutenant, 8 patrol officers who rode escort. They're quiet now. But they're scared. Bumpy tapped Ash. Scared men talk. Eventually. Illinois nodded. Want me to handle it? Bumpy shook his head once. No, not yet. We need them alive. Loyal. For next time. He stood. Walked to the window. Looked down at the street. Kids running to school. Vendors setting up. Life moving. The price of silence ain't cheap, Bumpy said quiet. But it's cheaper than prison. He turned. Tell Victor. Set up envelopes. 1 for each of the 10. 5,000 cash. No note. No name. Just the money. Delivered quiet. To their homes. Their lockers. Their wives' purses. Illinois raised an eyebrow. Bribes? Bumpy smiled cold. Certain. Insurance. They took the job last night. They took the risk. Now they take the reward. They stay quiet. They keep getting envelopes. Every month. Like clockwork. Illinois chuckled low. And if one talks? Bumpy's eyes hardened. Then we remind them. We got the ledgers. The photos. The recordings from the trucks. One word. And their careers end. Their families end. Their lives end. Illinois nodded slow. Understood. Bumpy sat back down. Tell the sergeant. Next shipment in 3 months. Same route. Same time. Same deal. Tell him. We appreciate loyalty. Illinois turned to leave. Bumpy called after him. And Illinois? Yeah, boss? Make sure the envelopes have one extra thing. Illinois paused. Bumpy continued. A single gold coin. Krugerrand. Just one. So they remember who they work for now. Illinois grinned wide. Yes, sir. He left. Bumpy leaned back. Lit another cigarette. The law hadn't bent for him. It hadn't broken. It had simply shifted. Because power doesn't ask permission. It takes what it needs. And last night, Bumpy Johnson needed the NYPD. So he took them. 100 cops. 1 phone call. 1 threat. 1 payoff. Harlem kept flowing. The product kept moving. And the men who wore blue, they kept quiet. Because Bumpy made sure they had more to lose than he did. The king of Harlem didn't just own the streets. He owned the rules. And the law? It answered to him now. June 6th, 1964. Harlem, New York. 3:22 p.m. The envelopes arrived quiet. No fanfare. No return address. Just plain brown paper, sealed tight, dropped in mailboxes, locker vents, under doormats, or slipped into coat pockets at shift change. Inside each, $5,000 in crisp hundreds. A single Krugerrand gold coin, heavy and cold. No note. No signature. But the message was clear. The 10 NYPD officers who rode escort the night before found theirs in different ways. Sergeant Patrick O'Malley, gray-haired, hard eyes, opened his at home. Found it on the kitchen table beside his wife's purse. She'd been out shopping. He stared at the coin, felt the weight, then locked it in his safe. Officer Michael Reyes, young, ambitious, found his in his locker at the precinct. Tucked behind his spare uniform. He looked around. No one watching. He pocketed it fast. Hard hammering. Patrolman, Lisa Chen, new to narcotics, discovered hers under her windshield wiper. Parked outside her apartment in Queens, she sat in her car, counted the cash twice, stared at the gold coin, then drove straight to the precinct. Asked for overtime. All 10 kept quiet. No one spoke to internal affairs. No one filed reports. No one whispered in the locker room. They knew. One word. And the ledgers would surface. The photos. The recordings from the truck cabs. Names. Dates. Amounts. Careers ended. Families ruined. Prison time. The envelopes bought silence. The gold bought memory. Bumpy Johnson sat in the back booth at Small's Paradise. Coffee cold. Cigarette burning. Illinois Gordon slid into the seat across from him. Envelopes delivered. All 10. No trouble. Bumpy nodded once. They'll talk eventually. Fear fades. Greed doesn't. Illinois leaned forward. What then? Bumpy exhaled smoke. Then we remind them. Another envelope. Bigger. Or a visit. Quiet. At home. With their wives. Their kids. Illinois grinned dark. You turned the law into your own crew. Bumpy smiled small, cold. The law was always for sale. I just set the price. He tapped Ash. Tell Victor. Watch the 10. Every shift. Every call. Every drink after work. If one cracks, we handle it before it spreads. Illinois stood. On it, boss. Bumpy watched him leave. Then he pulled a small ledger from his coat. Opened it. Flipped to a fresh page. Wrote 10 names. Beside each. June 4th. Escort duty. Paid. $5,000 plus 1 Krugerrand. Next. July 4th. He closed the ledger. Tucked it away. The shipment was safe. The product was moving. The money was flowing. And the NYPD? They were on payroll now. Not officially. Not with badges and forms. But in the only way that mattered. Bumpy owned the silence. Owned the fear. Owned the loyalty money could buy. Harlem kept breathing. The law kept looking the other way. And Bumpy Johnson? He kept the throne. Because the day he hired 100 cops to protect his shipment was the day the rules changed forever. And no one, not the mayor, not the commissioner, not the newspapers, dared to challenge him again. June 10th, 1964, and the months that followed. Harlem, New York. The shipment cleared the streets clean. Product moved fast, corners stocked, runners paid, cash flowing back into the banks and the numbers game. Harlem breathed easier. No raids, no headlines, no bodies. Bumpy Johnson didn't celebrate. He watched. Every week, the envelopes continued. $5,000 cash. 1 Krugerrand. Delivered quiet. To the same 10 officers. Sergeant O'Malley found his on his front porch, slipped under the mat while his wife was at church. He counted it twice. Locked it away. Never spoke of it. Officer Reyes got his in the precinct parking lot, tucked under his wiper again. He looked around. No one. He kept it. Patrolman Chen opened hers at home, left on her kitchen counter while she showered. She stared at the gold coin, then at the cash, then at her badge on the table. She stayed quiet. All 10 did. The NYPD narcotics unit never raided Bumpy's spots again that summer. No roadblocks. No stakeouts. No surprise searches. The commissioner called once late July. Johnson, we need to talk. Bumpy answered calm. About what? The commissioner exhaled. The envelopes. The gold. My men are asking questions. They're scared. This can't keep going. Bumpy smiled into the phone. It can. It will. You want the ledgers to stay buried? You want your department to keep breathing? Then the envelopes keep coming. And the trucks keep rolling. Same route. Same time? Next one's in September. Silence on the line. Then, you're turning us into your private army. Bumpy's voice dropped. I'm turning you into survivors. You chose this the night you let the trucks through. Now live with it. Click. The commissioner never called again. September came. 3 trucks. Same route. Same escort. 30 cruisers this time. No questions. No hesitation. The product cleared. The envelopes arrived. The silence held. By December, the 10 officers stopped flinching at the envelopes. They expected them. Needed them. Some spent the cash. Some saved it. Some stared at the gold coins like they were cursed. But none talked. Bumpy sat in Smalls one night. December snow falling outside. Illinois across from him. Boss, it's been 6 months. No leaks. No raids. The law's ours. Bumpy lit a cigarette. For now. Illinois leaned in. What's next? Bumpy exhaled smoke. Next, shipment's bigger. Miami's sending double. 4 trucks. We'll need more than 10 cops. More than 100. Illinois grinned. You gonna buy the whole damn department? Bumpy smiled cold. Certain. No. Just the ones who matter. The rest, they'll look the other way. Because they know what happens when they don't. He tapped Ash. Tell the sergeant. Next run's January. Double the escort. Double the envelopes. Tell him. Harlem appreciates loyalty. Illinois stood. Yes, sir. Bumpy watched him leave. Then he looked out at the snow-covered street. Harlem kept moving. Product kept flowing. Money kept stacking. And the law? It didn't serve the city anymore. It served Bumpy Johnson. Because the day he hired 100 cops to protect his shipment was the day he proved power isn't taken with guns. It's taken with leverage, with fear, with gold. And once you own the silence, you own everything. The long shadow stretched, and Harlem stayed in the light, because Bumpy made sure of it. October 1967, 3 years after the first escorted shipment. Harlem, New York. The system had become routine. Every 3 months, the trucks rolled in from Miami. Same route, same time, same escort. By now, the NYPD detail had grown. Not 100 anymore, closer to 200. Cruisers, motorcycles, unmarked cars, even a helicopter once officially routine patrol, but everyone knew better. The envelopes kept coming. $7,000 now. 2 Krugerrands each time, delivered like clockwork. To the original 10, and to the new ones who joined. No one refused. No one talked. Bumpy Johnson sat in the back booth at Small's Paradise, gray at the temples now, but eyes still sharp. Still 3 steps ahead. Illinois Gordon slid in across from him. Older too, but still built like a wall. Last shipment cleared clean. No stops, no questions. Money's in the banks. Products on the corners. Bumpy nodded once. Lit a Chesterfield. The commissioner retired last month. Illinois grinned. Heart attack, they say. Bumpy exhaled smoke. They say. Illinois leaned in. The new one. He's asking questions. Wants to meet. Bumpy tapped Ash. Let him ask. He'll learn the same lesson. Illinois paused. You ever think it ends? One day someone talks. One day the ledgers surface. One day the whole thing comes down. Bumpy looked out the window. Snow starting again. It ends when I end. Until then, it runs. He stood. Buttoned his coat. Tell the sergeant. Next run's January. Same deal. Tell him. Harlem thanks him for his service. Illinois nodded. Yes, sir. Bumpy walked to the door. Paused. And Illinois? Yeah, boss? Make sure the envelopes have 3 coins next time. They've earned it. Illinois smiled. Understood. Bumpy stepped into the snow. Harlem kept moving. Product kept flowing. Money kept stacking. The law didn't fight him anymore. It protected him. Because the day Bumpy Johnson hired 100 cops to guard his shipment was the day he proved, you don't beat the system. You buy it. You own it. You make it work for you. And once the law answers to you, no one else matters. The trucks kept rolling. The envelopes kept arriving. The silence kept holding. And Bumpy Johnson? He kept the throne. Until the day he didn't need it anymore. But that day was still years away. For now, Harlem was his. And the law? It was just another corner he controlled.